Hi, welcome to the Articles of Confederation. Now, you got to understand the Articles of Confederation are our first Constitution. They provided a starting point. Let's get started. Well, first off, we needed a government. Why? Well, we were at war. The American Revolution. We wrote the Declaration of Independence so that we would be legitimate to other countries. One of the things that makes a government legitimate is they have some sort of constitution, or our country becomes legitimate when they have a government, with a constitution. That's where we're at. We need a legitimate government. We also wanted, we wanted to create a league of friendship. Now remember, we had just left a strong central government. They wanted something different. Here's where you get one of my harebrained theories. I call it the redheaded girlfriend theory. Basically, it boils down to this. Redheads, stereotypically, are a little bit crazy. Gentlemen, you date a redhead. You break up. Are you going to date a redhead again? Probably not. You're going to go with something different. That's what the colonists did. We had just left the strong central government of the monarchy of Britain. We want something different, so we make something very weak. We created a very weak central government, gave more power to the states. So we have the Articles of Confederation. They were ratified, approved. What do they look like? Well, it created a unicameral legislature. This means one chamber. Congress settled problems between the states. There was no Supreme Court, no judiciary, anything like that. Each state had one vote. Didn't matter how big they were. Little bitty Rhode Island had one vote. Virginia, arguably the largest state in this new country, had one vote. The executives were chosen from Congress. And the national government had only those powers specifically listed, such as they could make war. They could maintain an army. Are we missing anything? I think so. What they weren't allowed to do. Well, first off, you've got to understand, the states had no intention to give up power to a central government. Redheaded girlfriend theory. We just broke up with a strong national government. We want something different. This created problems. National government could not tax the states. They had to borrow or ask for money. Hey, can I borrow $1 million? I don't think you're going to do that. If you don't have money, what can you do? It's Friday night, you don't have money to go to the movies, take your best girl out, your best guy out. What are you doing? Nothing. The national government could not regulate trade. Individual states put taxes on imported goods coming into their state. So there was no consistency. They didn't have to follow laws made by the Congress. And each state court interpreted the national law. So in theory, you could have 13 different interpretations of a law. And that means you had to know all 13 if you were traveling. So here we go. Here's some things that they could and could not do. Quick, easy summary here. Congress could declare war, they could raise an army, and they could sign treaties. But they could not raise money through taxes. They could not tax the states. You can see that's a big problem. Could not regulate trade and collect tariffs. But they did get some things right. Individual states gave up claims to Western lands. Ordinance of 1785 allowed for the survey of Western lands. Now, I have Toledo War in there because some of these surveys created different borders between Michigan and Ohio. And they fought over the strip of land now known as Toledo. We get the Ordinance of 1787. This divides the land into territories and the rules for each of those territories becoming a state. Think the Big Ten. Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin. There you go. Where are most of the Big Ten colleges? In that Northwest Territory. Allowed a peace between the United States and Great Britain. Remember, they could sign treaties. Now, if you remember or went to Toledo Public Schools, this is a page directly out of your 8th grade textbook. So, here we go. This treaty between Great Britain and this new country called America. Here we have our 13 states, Appalachian Mountains, Mississippi River, all the land between. And these states started staking claims out here. Well, the Articles of Confederation and national government got the states to give up this land so that the national government could take care of it. Soon, but again, states began to argue over boundaries and tariffs. The national government owed a lot of money. Remember, France lent the United States a lot of money. They want to get paid back. And if you can't pay it back, who knows? Maybe France will come back and repossess the United States. Britain, they're smarting, they're hurting. Their pride, is down. They may come back. We don't have money, we may have an army, we don't have a way to pay them. This creates problems. We get a depression at this time. We get Shays' Rebellion. This is in Massachusetts. Armed farmers marched to stop foreclosures. The banks were foreclosing on these little farmers and then selling the farms to their rich buddies. Daniel Shay led a rebellion. They marched on the state capitol, required the militia to put it down. We're starting to see the need for a strong central government.